We have this in that. So see if this fits into one of these. Yeah, that looks like USB-C. Okay. See if it works. No. There's the thing that they're setting.
Share thing.
I don't know. It's PC screen only. I don't know to change that, but.
Try
Really quick. And who's, oh, I guess, is Nikki gonna run the meeting after you leave? We didn't really talk about that.
Nikki.
She is on her own. Okay, display orientation, multiple display. To tag other display? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's finding it. I don't know. Okay, well. I guess the good news is we know it's my computer. I don't know what changed between the last time I was here and now. Okay, well, we're just gonna roll with it and then I will figure it out later. Okay.
You're blanked out.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, so I just tried. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know why that's happening. I will have to. Remember. Okay, yeah, I don't know. So I don't wanna take up any more time here.
Yeah, I've been playing for a few years, so it's my first time.
Just flip my computer around.
Yeah, there we go. Hey guys, we're gonna get started here. It's gonna be a lively conversation, but we have an agenda. We gotta jump into it. So
I'm taking notes.
all right, thanks, Michelle. Okay, all right. So let's call the ACES meeting to order. It's 5:36. We're running a little behind because of IT technical difficulties, and we're just gonna make do with Alexis rotating her monitor 90 degrees. So yeah, roll call.
Oh, Jim Zarski.
Here.
Michelle Gazarick.
Yeah.
Miles Hoffman. John Heckman. Lisa Barnes. Here. Oh, Lisa, we can't hear you. Can't hear me? Let me see if it's. Okay.
I'm not on mute.
Okay. It's
Like everything's. Okay, Nikki Hewitt
here.
and Patrick Payne, is that
Here.
right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda as published.
Full second. Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Cool. Anybody all in favor online? Okay. All right, so agenda is approved. Do we have anybody here for public?
We do not.
Okay, cool. Do we want to do a quick Patrick intro right now? Okay, all right, Patrick, all right.
You should probably do an all intro, so you.
So you know.
Yeah, no, I agree, it'd be a little empty, but we gotta probably keep it to 20-30 seconds.
First name only, okay.
Okay,
Person.
2 seconds, first name only. So let's start with the newbie, we'll put you on the spot.
Yeah, for sure.
So Patrick, welcome, I'm Jim Zarsi, I'm the chair of ACES. Good. I think I'm going on year 7 here.
Oh, wow.
So I'm the grandpa of ACES right now, it feels like. But yeah, welcome, and why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and keep it kind of brief, but.
Yeah.
Your interest in ACES, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't need your whole life story then.
Oh, yeah, I won't, that would be boring and long. Yeah, my name is Patrick Payne. I've been in Superior since about 2019. And I work in tech. I've been in a variety of startups in the last 8 years. I have always had a passion for sustainability. It was something that I explored pursuing as a career, but hasn't materialized yet. I to contribute to the town. See what I can do to help.
Well, thanks for joining ACES.
Yeah, thank you.
We need the help.
I'm happy to be here.
We're still technically 2 down right now.
Okay.
So, the 9 is a full house. But yeah, if you know anybody that wants to join, you know.
I'll think about it.
Well, okay, I guess I'm chatting again, yeah, so chair of ACES, but yeah, my background and interest in ACES is the kind of aligns with everyone here. We all like sustainability, but I also do energy efficiency and sustainability for a living. I'm a mechanical engineer and then been working in the energy consulting field for 25 years. So yeah, I not only want to, help with my knowledge of energy efficiency and sustainability with ACES, but also just learn how a town committee works. So that's why I joined ACES. So, all right, Michelle, why don't you go next?
Michelle Gazera, my background is chemical engineering, but I've morphed into sustainability and more environmental education. So I volunteered at EcoCycle, now I used to work there.
Oh, great.
And I love the soil food web. I've been studying Dr. Elaine Ingram's class about all the microbes in the soil and how to find native ways to garden without using pesticides or chemicals.
Okay.
I'm Miles Hoppin, I do also work in sustainability. I work for Denver Public Schools.
Okay.
Now I was a PPSD previously here. I think I found a home in the K-12 world, but I've been on the committee now for 4 years. Have we been here? So Michelle and I started the same day. Yeah, excited to have you here. Thank you. Great.
Hi, I'm Jen Cowish. I'm a council member, and so the council members rotate on the different town committees.
Oh, great.
And so I chose to do this one because I knew very little about this topic and really wanted to learn more, which has been a massive learning curve. And wonderful, like it's just a really great environment. So and I will give credit to this group for they reached out from the governor's office for someone to serve on the regional air quality council. And I think because of the sustainability stuff from the town, that's how I got brought into it. And so I've done the interview and fingers crossed that I should for that stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for stepping up to do this. There's so much work in the town and the residents showing up to do it is just a wonderful day for our community. So thanks.
Great. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm Sean Hecken. I'm an ecologist by training, but I've been doing strategy consulting for 25 or 30 years. And I also teach at CU. Do some work at ASU as well.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. I'm Alexis Bullen. I'm the staff liaison.
Okay.
So I'm the sustainability manager for the town and get to work with ACES on all the things. So we cover waste, water, energy, the full gamut. And apologies for not getting to orient you properly before your first meeting, but we're just jumping right in with it. And then normally we have them on the big screen, but we'll turn it over to Nikki here in this little tiny screen here.
Hi, Patrick. I was born in the UK, which is why I sound like this. I've been in the US for about 3 years. And I've had quite a long career in sustainability. I come from the policy, advocacy and kind of lobbying space, but most of my experience has been in Asia Pacific and the UK. I'm the vice chair of ACES, although I haven't been around for the last few meetings. I think people probably thought I've disappeared into thin air, but really glad to have you with us and really excited for you to be here.
Thank you.
Lisa, yep.
Hi, can you hear me this time?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Lisa Barnes. I'm a retired sustainability consultant. I did a lot in the sustainability reporting space, primarily greenhouse gas emissions reporting and verification, as well as general sustainability reporting by corporations. So I'm excited to be on the committee and have the new members. I haven't met our 2 new members in person, but it's nice to meet you now.
Great, thanks, everybody. So, yeah, Patrick, we got a lot of great people on this.
For sure.
And you software tech background that just only kind of balances everybody. So what everybody can bring to the table. So I think it's great to have someone with a different angle coming in here. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so do we want to jump to town council liaison updates, Jen?
I have nothing for you.
Absolutely zero.
I don't think so.
Except that you interviewed for the RAC, the right to be
Yeah.
air.
Yeah, I did that.
conditioning.
I
That's
did
great.
that. And you might have seen, when Mike was at our 2 meetings ago discussing pool stuff, I think we talked about it a little bit at the, was it 4th of July?
So, yes, that's right.
Yeah, and started to explore and, I reminded Mike that I know it didn't go the way he wanted with a fully electric system, but I love that we're putting in the foundation so that when the technology is there, that it could actually be installed without having to like redo the whole thing. And I know that that's from, try to remind, sometimes I think it's lonely in sustainability. It's constantly pushing against what everyone's used to doing. And I think sometimes it can be like the lone wolf up there, just advocating for it. And I know Neil does as well, and he's really educated on it, but I know it doesn't feel like it's Mike, but it was a small win to at least have okay, we're prepared for it when it does improve, so.
And what part of that is the heating,
It's the heating, it's the way the pool is heated, the solar, so based on any results in the state that they could find, there wasn't anything that was sustained like that.
you know,
That was gonna ensure that the pool stayed open and that the systems didn't like overproduce and burn themselves out.
right?
And so I think most of the council, myself included, wanted to see some evidence of, like, people approve this tax to have the pools be open. So we don't want to put something in that's gonna be like, sorry, we're guinea pigs for this like process. Also recognize that someone's gotta go first. People have to start going first, right? But I think the compromise was that let's make sure that we can change it when it comes, let's say, a decade from now or less, maybe, when the technology's there. So,
Yeah, what I do wanna say about the pool is, and that I'm encouraging Parks to give an update on again, is what I do appreciate is for the building, for example, for the heating and cooling. It is an all electric building, it has heat pumps in there, there are things that, you know, a lot of time was spent discussing those more like innovative, bleeding edge, like, you know, things that people haven't tried, and I think that's just a really good sign of where we're at, is that some of the lower hanging fruit, the building, not even really a discussion, was just included. And they are looking at things like the filtration for the pools, trying to make sure that there's some that save a lot of water, can save chemicals, so they're still looking at sustainability throughout the process. I just want to make sure that everyone knows, and that will be part of the discussion, I hope, in the future with council. Is just kind of recapping again the pieces that did get included, because I think there are actually quite a bit still, and yes, you know, we weren't able to do all the things that we hope maybe we'd be able to, but there were still some really positive wins for sustainability.
that's such a better, more positive spin on it than I had. I just felt so bad, like Mike was so, I'm just so, I so much don't want to, like, he's always like, you know, just like.
So one thing I emphasize, Jan, is that I listened to that discussion, right? And there was some discussion in there saying, well, if we can't reach these goals, why should we have these goals? And I think that's not the right decision, right? So if you look at our goals, they are very much in line with pretty much everybody else's goals. And if you look at our struggles, they are in line with everybody else's struggles. It's really hard to do some of these things. It's really hard to ask a engineer to do something that has not been done very often at all. The engineers are just not designed to do that. But the goals are, it's not just mainstream for what cities are doing, but it's what the community wants. And it's there for us to, I guess, make sure we do feel that when we don't achieve it.
Yeah.
We know we're missing that, so we gotta keep striving for that. So keep that in mind as you guys are having those discussions.
I don't have anything else. I'm not tracking anything that would be directly related here.
Okay, well, thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Thanks for the update on the pool. All right, should we jump over to
Sure.
town staff update?
Yeah, and something that Jen may be able to update us on soon, I'm talking about budget a little bit, so I think you're gonna get your first version of the budget any day now.
That's the word. Somebody's not muted.
I know.
You are.
I think it's Nancy, but I don't know if I mute her, if it'll impact the live stream recording, but I'm gonna do it and then she can fix it if it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I saw the first iteration of the budget.
There's
I
applicable,
preempted.
You like your
us,
own.
yes.
yeah, so there's,
But the finance committee, my, like the three of us, we did need to look at it and then we'll
Okay.
be talking about it next month. I mean, most things predictably are the same, but there's some concerns about water issues and water costs that are gonna be coming down the line that we're gonna have to have some hard conversations about.
yeah,
Off having 42% in a year and a half, so.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can expect too much better.
That's not, anything that we're thinking about. I mean, this is just me talking about, like, no decisions have been made and half the board or council doesn't even know about this conversation yet. But it looks like there was a lot of years where there was 0 increases, like 6 or 7 years.
yes.
And so that was something, that was a choice. And so I think that our outlook is rather than having a 42% increase is that it's incremental over time so that it's a little bit each time up instead of 1 year suddenly doubling your water bill.
Yeah.
So, we'll discuss it with them, but otherwise, not really a lot more surprises in there.
Yeah, there's been a lot of internal reviews, so staff has gone through the budget, leadership's gone through the budget, council, if they're not on the budget committee, we'll be getting it this week. But I wanted to update ACES because John emailed about the decarb plan, that is still in there, so the operating budget is the same as you saw. Kind of reallocated within the operating budget, but not asking for an increase to kind of keep that cost flat. But we do have quite a few asks in the capital improvement budget, which are one-time larger asks. So a decarb plan is one of them, 50,000 to look at our buildings. We found out from Dr. Cog, we were hoping maybe we could grant fund it, not an applicable use of that fund. So thank you to Miles for the idea, but unfortunately not. So we looked at a couple of different alternative sources and it's looking like nobody wants to fund that, unfortunately. So still in the budget.
But that project will be something that gives the board the ability to weigh different things, right? So if you're like, okay, I can't do this at North Pool, where are the opportunities? So it should give that apples to apples comparison.
That would be the goal for sure of doing it. It's just right now, we don't know all the equipment we have. We don't know the cost it would take. We can't weigh those trade-offs and those opportunities. Those greenhouse gas saving, you know, all of our goals and everything else from a town perspective. We'd like to be moving away from just offsetting our natural gas use to reducing our natural gas use significantly. So that is still in the budget. We also have $100,000 still in there to help implement our turf removal roadmap. So as you all know, I think at this point, we are doing a project this year with some consultants to come up with a definition of non-essential turf. To come up with some strategies and a tool, a GIS tool to look at like where our best opportunities are and to look at like design wise, if there's ways that we can streamline and ideally reduce the cost of some of these things like medians, which as you all know, is quite expensive. So keeping it consistent with what we've already done, looking at other communities, but we'd love to have some money to actually implement next year.
So are you referring to like the work that was just done on Rock Creek to Xeriscape, like the second half of it, not the road work, but the median work?
So that is, we've been strategically trying to do medians and work like that, but we, so planning, public works, sustainability, our grants person, we're doing a process, where we got some free consulting help to come up with a process of, great, we did these big projects and we wanted to be consistent when we're redoing roads so that we're not ruining roads, but also what are the other ways we evaluate all of the town on turf? And everyone has a different definition of what non-essential turf is. We're not talking about the turf that you run on with your kids for a soccer field or anything like that.
Sure.
But there is just a lot of turf, like those strips along the roadway, medians, other things. So we're coming up with like a strategy and criteria for what a roadmap could look like
Awesome.
for the next like 5 or 10 years on that goal.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. So that's in there. Sustainability grant match, just allows us to help support any of the projects. We know it's expensive to be looking to our general funds, to fund things like building decarb. These are expensive projects, so we'd love to be able to play with that. And then we're just actually including our Boulder County Sustainability Grant in that budget now. With our $6,500 match. So it was a long update on budget, but since I got a question on it, I thought I would just let you all know kind of where that landed and that is in there for now. Of course, it has not gone to council yet. It'll be a discussion. We're gonna need to weigh priorities just like every year. But if that does get finalized, we'll go through a couple work sessions with council, then I believe in October. It's a, public meeting. And then when they adopt whatever they adopt, that'll be for 26 budget.
And I know this would be last minute, but as a result of the pool decision, but could we slip in there carbon offsets for the new boiler for the pool? Or is that more of a next year discussion?
I mean, we have carbon offsets. We actually reduced our municipal natural gas a little bit this year, so we didn't even spend our full budget. But it would be something that wasn't in there. It'd have to come from like council advocating for that probably.
Are we currently offsetting all the natural gas?
Yeah.
By the town,
Yeah.
so technically that umbrella covers even the new boiler, so maybe.
Yeah.
To Mike's point and all of our point, maybe it's not as bad as we think if we're offsetting the current boiler and continue to offset the new. No, just, didn't mean to go down a rabbit hole.
So I don't know, speaking of rabbit holes, 2 rabbit holes we won't go into right now, but.
Sure.
That's not-
Sure.
One is Zareski,
Okay.
and just I'd like to have a discussion about that, because I know Phoenix is dealing with so much urban heat island effect, right, and massive issues there. And some of it is saying, well, hey, maybe we have overdone the, and the consumptive use of water versus non-consumptive uses, so I think that'd be interesting to dig into that. I would also like to talk about offsets, and so I came clean and so told you guys all I didn't compost. I've now started composting, because of
Thank you.
peer pressure, as I said, I get motivated by peer pressure. I don't believe in most offsets. I think most offsets are not very effective at all. And so I would like for us to look at this. I'm doing work in Arizona for carbon removals and so I can talk really deeply about the value of really removing carbon versus any sort of a shell game. And there's some shell games that are more useful than others. But when somebody says offset, I hear my back kind of stand.
It's a Band-Aid, it's not a solution, but maybe for next month's call for agenda, pipe in and let's add carbon offsets to the agenda, maybe revisit that, see how it applies to the pool, because I agree with what you're saying.
I think Nikki likes that topic too.
Yeah, that Nikki's an expert there, so maybe.
Yeah.
All right, cool, all right, keep on going, Alexa.
Okay, sorry, I will try and wrap it up here,
No,
but it's
okay.
a long discussion.
Okay.
So Ecotoberfest, I believe many of you know this spring, we're not doing it this year. It was a big festival that we used to hold the last 3 years. But it became such a big staff lift. It was like thousands of people and equivalent to like some of our big events we do, and sustainability staff just didn't have capacity. So we are doing a costume change again this year though. So we'll do a smaller version. We're gonna do something at the Louisville Library. But we will collect the whole month of September. So if you have old costumes from your kids or your own costumes that you're done with, so it's kids and adults and pets. We collect them here and probably at the civic space too now, all month of September, and then we will give them away in October. County is doing their solar program again, so if you're looking for the bulk discount program, that is happening until September 3rd. So limited window, they're trying to get people to sign up before those federal tax credits go away. So if you're at all interested and don't have solar, sooner is better because you gotta have it installed by the end of the year.
I have a couple neighbors.
Alexis,
And planning board.
how many people can sign up for that? Or is there a limit?
No, it's very huge because it's through the county. So they've had over 1,500 people participate in the last 2 rounds.
Okay. Well, there may be some people in my community, in my subdivision that might be interested, so I'll put it on our Facebook page.
Great. And then last thing, I just wanted to provide an update on the Dr. Cog Climate Pollution Reduction Grant EPA funds, which is just kind of an ongoing thing for me to update you on. As you all know, we have a $300,000 allocation for Superior, but it's specifically for building decarbonization policy. Only policy, no implementation, can't do the plan we want to do. So we're looking at energy codes, we're looking at enforcement of current energy codes and, currently talking with Safe Built about what that could look like, because as you all may know, we have a external building department that does all of our permitting and everything else. And we would like them to ramp up their expertise in support of that.
It looks like that, those monies will still be made available.
I mean, yes, it's about as secure as it can be because it's already been awarded. However, that's part of the reason, for example, that we are not looking to hire staff. Because I don't feel confident enough to hire someone and have their livelihood depend on it. But it's about as safe as it can be. Correct. Yeah, yeah. So, and they're, because of the constraints of the EPA, they're being very, very careful to make sure that everything we do stays exactly within the lines, because we can't do anything that would open up that grant again. That would be disastrous.
We're doing the same thing for DPS grants, by the way. Through the year.
Yeah.
It's like by the book, like,
Yeah.
get this form in by this date, and you maybe lose it.
Yeah.
Here.
And Michelle was asking about the Colorado Energy Office also received those climate pollution reduction grant EPA funds. We are eligible for their pool. We're looking at maybe a transportation project in that. They can't overlap. And will be slightly less competitive in that pool because they're gonna deprioritize Dr. Cog cities who are already getting this other funding. But there is some state funding available for policy and implementation. So we're looking at that, and when I have more details about that project and if it's gonna move forward, I'll let you know. One more thing is, I know the compost tour didn't work out, but I'm talking with public again, because we're talking about filming at their compost site. So if anyone is still interested, I've asked them to please pick some dates and times that are at the beginning or the end of the day. Because that's what happened last time. It is out in Bennett. It's kind of far away. But still working on getting a tour date for that if anyone is interested. I'll send that out.
Will the town do a final push on the county solar program through the communication network?
Probably, it's going to come again next week in our sustainability newsletter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes those X and blue sky pushes a little shorter and sweet.
Yeah,
You could see if Kevin could just send.
he did send one out.
Specifically before it's ending.
Kind of last
Like
call.
outside of the sustainability letter,
I'm a little,
just to the general.
yeah. My only concern is I worry about people signing up at the very end if they're gonna miss the end of the year cutoff, because they're not guaranteeing that people will be installed by the end of the year, so
Yeah.
I want to, but I just want to be careful about the language and the promise that you would get those.
I'm gonna
back
say like
there.
August 30, like you should, I saw something that was like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't probably be signing up for this.
It has to be installed but
By-
not turned on by Excel, right?
No, it has
Is
to be
that-
commissioned.
Excel has to commission it by the end of the year?
Yeah, so,
Just a lot.
yeah, no, I mean, that's a good point. We want people to know about it, so one standalone email did go out about it, but I can talk to Kevin about some social media too.
All right.
all.
Yeah. Okay, so now we will go into discussion items. First one is me. I had this one added, and Patrick, you're gonna be kind of a sponge at this point, just listening to what we do. But at all of our, events, you know, for the town, you know, whether it's the holiday bazaar and chili fest, you know, we'll talk about that later. Or like the July 4th event, you know, we usually have ACES in a booth and stuff, and we usually have things that we give out that are have a sustainable theme, like at July 4th, we're giving out compost caddies. What we use to attract people to the booth is a little spinny wheel that Michelle brings to us. And so.
The town owns it now.
The town's wheel. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was-
We borrowed one and then we all voted to buy it, so.
Okay, thanks for correcting me. But I was actually, there's a personal tie here, but I was talking to my wife about how I'd like to develop a fun event to attract kids to talk about all facets of sustainability. And right now this wheel is focused mostly on waste and waste recycling and so forth. So she said, you know, she's been in charge of the freshman engineering projects classes at CU now for many years. And a lot of times those engineering students are looking for a service-based learning project to help the town, community, you know, someone that has a physical ailment challenge and so forth. She said that she could have the engineering students help us develop a tool or an activity to attract kids and whoever to come to our booth. and cover all facets of sustainability. So
That's
this
so cool.
this comes at no charge to us or the town. This means pay for it. It's out of their budget to build this project. And so I wanted to pitch to you all is just see if you're interested in this. And if you're wondering what is the time involvement, they would likely class starts next Thursday. They're gonna figure out groups, figure out their clients, whatever group is assigned to us. We could have them come to the next ACES meeting. And we can all share our ideas of what this activity can look like, and we're gonna go work on this project and have it done by mid-November. And then they even showcase this in the engineering expo, where this gets judged by engineers from industry, and then it's like a contest of who has the best project. So, and then this is all that expo is open to the public, so any of you, all of us can go check it out. But eventually we would be the owners of this project when they're done. So there's my pitch. So what do you guys think?
Having two of my kids go through that program
Yeah.
and do those projects, I think it's an excellent idea for both the student.
Yeah.
The student team as well as us,
Yeah.
because they really don't get a chance to see what sustainability is in the engineering curriculum.
Yeah.
But their designs have a big impact down the road. So if we can get any sustainability education in freshmen,
Yeah.
I am all for it, because it might take them on another career path that they didn't think about because of the work that they'll do for us.
That's
Do
exactly.
you have a vision of what the project would be, or what would they would make?
These projects, I've been judging them for 20 years, because my wife works there, so I'm always an automatic judge. Unless I have a soccer game or something to coach. These things have gotten extremely sophisticated over the years, to the point to where they incorporate technology, they build apps out of them. And some of these things are patentable ideas, believe it or not. CU has a patent office, you probably know that working for CU. So I don't know, it doesn't have to, I'm not envisioning another spinning wheel. Like, I'm thinking something with technology and flashing lights, and something that's gonna attract kids. Because I think our brains are wired that, oh, there's a wheel, let's go spin it. I think all of us as humans want to go do that. But
Kids love those damn wheels.
they do, I mean, and we've all witnessed the eyes light up when they turn around and see our wheel, and they make a beeline to our booth. But no, I think we can help kind of guide and brainstorm with the students and let them take our ideas, and again, they would have to pick topics and make it a little quick contest, like the spinning wheel is quick if you got a line of 20 people long.
Yeah.
Something that they push a button, some sort of activity, some technology involved, and they get asked a question about any of our 5, 6
Seven.
cornerstones of sustainability, and have to answer. So it has to be geared to the right audience, so
Right.
not just adults can answer the question. So, yeah, you ask a pretty open-ended question, because I've seen all styles of projects over the years out there.
Maybe they could use our screen, our,
Visual
Well,
screen.
That's another topic, Lisa, thank you.
okay.
Well, no, seriously, we'll have to talk about that too. That's actually C3. We will be talking about the digital sign later.
Well, I was just thinking if the students had an idea on how to use it for education, it might be good.
It's not a bad idea at all. We could let them know too. What do you got?
I was gonna say, if they're gonna come in here and we kind of do brainstorm,
Yeah.
something, a short engagement, they should probably know tools we already have.
Yeah.
So what are they working with? And that digital screen is one of them, for sure.
It is a tool. And we have the spinning wheel. So anyways, this is not meant to be taking any time outside of the normal ACES monthly meeting. I mean, I guess if the students say, hey, can we have a quick chat with you, then maybe we can figure something out ad hoc.
Well, I think we would need to help them on that.
Yeah,
Sure. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, you guys, quick thumbs up, okay, and then I don't think we need a motion to adjourn or not.
We're
Hey,
done now.
Yeah, my brain just mixed up. No, I don't think we need a motion to approve this, because it doesn't involve town finances or anything like that, so.
When did you say, like, when would be the deliverable for that?
The fall semester,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe the expo this year, normally it's like the week after Thanksgiving, but this year, the whole CU calendar just shifted up a week.
Yeah.
And for those of you tied to that, you know that. So actually Expo is gonna be before Thanksgiving this year. And I will do a blast and let you all know. And the Expo is great. I mean, there's hundreds of projects and they're all interactive and really fun stuff to see what the students come up with. So,
Lisa, Nikki, do you have any?
but yeah, any
Thanks,
comments
Dan.
online, questions?
I think it's a great idea.
All right, cool. All right. well,
I'm all
stay
for
tuned.
it, as I put in the chat.
Cool, thanks Lisa, thanks Nikki, so that's all I got, so, if there's no more questions, I will keep you all posted. So school will start, the groups will get assigned, and when we do the call for agenda, I should at that time be able to let you all know that, hey, we got this group, they're gonna come work with us.
The other thing is they can get more mileage because they can transfer it also to Louisville, Lafayette, you know, we're all in the same Erie. So it's not just what they designed for us.
Yeah, true.
We can then help
No,
showcase
that
to
could be
the other
replicatable.
towns.
No, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
So. Okay, all right, next on our discussion item is upcoming events, so, Chili Fest, Summer Market, and Fall Fest. And then we wanna start with every scrap matters experience.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give everyone an update really quick on the compost behavior change that was presented at the last meeting in June. So just for your background, we're doing a whole education effort on compost, but instead of just like a marketing campaign, it's really about how to change behavior and doing some surveying on what are people's barriers to composting. You know, how do people feel about composting overall? And so we found that we have this really big neutral segment. So we have a, okay, you're so, you did your homework.
I tried to, wanted to be prepared.
Great job.
Do you have any questions?
No, it's not surprising, the results and kind of some of the data points in there doesn't surprise, we've been composting for a number, since we moved out here but like, I get it, people get concerned about the smells and things like that, so it makes sense, so, no questions at this time.
Great, yeah, so they did all this, you know, background surveying, created some messaging for us. And then we're gonna be rolling out in the next couple of months at town events, this Every Scrap Matters experience. Trying to make composting a little less wonky, a little more fun. So they're developing some games that we can do at the booth. We'll have a pledge for people to sign, which is, you know, a classic behavior change tool. And then we're also gonna have a compost magician, which I'm very excited about, who's gonna do some tricks, you know, like an orange and then it's an orange peel and you compost it, or things that are like a little more fun and innovative.
Love it.
Love it.
So that's what we're using our Boulder County grant funds for this year.
Developing our mascot with where to go,
Yep,
Miss Peel.
Miss
I
Peel,
love
yes, yes.
Do
So
they
it's
have a
gonna have,
costume?
they do, they have a banana costume.
Will you have to wear the costume?
I will not have to wear the
I'll wear the
costume.
costume.
Michelle will wear the costume. We also hear at Fall Fest, Jeff and Paige are coming
Oh,
and
good.
they're gonna do a compost song because they have
They
this.
have it.
And they also have worm costumes, so we're really gonna go all out at Fall Fest, apparently.
I have an extra banana costume if you.
Oh my God, of course.
I was gonna bring it to the costume exchange. I'm getting rid of all my costumes,
Okay.
but I'll send you.
Yeah, we might need that banana
Yeah.
costume.
You can't compost.
That could be-
otherwise.
No,
Yeah.
you can't. I
I
mean,
do
Thank
want
you.
to say, when we had tables, you know, before we went to this townwide contract, when you had to pay to compost, which 100 of our residents do, many people didn't, just the sheer act of giving people the compost bin for free, tied into their pay as you throw, has moved the needle significantly. But we still have a long ways to go, which we expected. And so we have more people now asking more questions and talking to their neighbors. So we're at the right point, I would say, a typical point of a town introducing curbside compost. So this campaign is, I think, amazing. It's gonna be great. I'm excited to table at those events.
Okay, well, yeah, that's the next question. We can come back to the caddies because we've given away most of our compost caddies. So when we talk about swag, I did want to talk about ACES has most of its budget, I think, except for $150. So I wanted to see if ACES would be willing to allocate some more to buy some more of those. But in the meantime, I also want to talk about, we're planning to do this kind of pop-up at the next summer market, which is September 10th. And then October 18th, which is the summer market that is actually Fall Fest. Our thought is that it's downtown where the service is, it's more focused on Superior residents. And it's not as long as something like Chili Fest. But I know that we had talked about ACES not tabling those markets, so you don't have to, but I wanted to see, number one, if anyone wanted to do that, and number two, if you wanna do Chili Fest, so.
I do wanna do Chili Fest, but I can only do the first 2 hours because I have a mining museum dinner that night. And I think it's important that we're there at all these events as much as we can cover.
Well, I think it's a question of who from ACES wants to go and to what to determine. I mean, we're gonna staff those other two, but Chili Fest is huge and needs significant
Yeah.
commitment, so.
Chili Fest is September
September
6th. So it's from 2 to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So I can do 2 to 4 p.m. If somebody else can
Well,
cover
we got
4 to 6.
Nikki, Miles, tentative. I mean, this is from a couple months ago.
It's from
This
like
is-
January.
Yeah, so things could have changed schedule wise. This is what we not jotted down. Is it still gonna work with you, Miles, or not?
It's my anniversary that day.
No,
Okay, so the answer is no. Unless your wife loves chili.
No, I was thinking about a couple hours and then going to dinner, but.
No.
Just have dinner then.
Okay.
Chili.
No.
I feel like I'm gonna-
There you go. I got you some fruit cheer. Are we getting the Jason spoons this year?
I don't think that we are,
Oh.
I know,
Jason.
The edibles,
the edible spoons.
he brought them, he.
They're awesome, but yes, they were actually a lot of fun.
They are.
Yeah, we bought them to try it out, edible spoons.
Oh, the rosemary flavored spoons?
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah, cause I bought some myself, they were good.
All right, so Miles, you're
I would
out.
count me out.
Nick, how are you, Nikki? Are you available on the 6th for Chili Fest, or is your schedule changed?
I don't know because it really depends if my I know it's a weekend, but my husband might still be away for work. So
Okay.
because he travels a lot. So I don't know. I need to double check with his calendar.
And one
So-
person is not enough for.
And we don't wanna do a half shift, we either wanna be there the whole time or not be.
Patrick, are you available?
Yeah.
I can be a maybe right now, let me get back to you, I can email about it.
We got tickets to the CU game, so.
Yes.
There will be two, so I can't go. And then I guess that leaves Lisa. Are you at all available, Lisa, or not?
Are you in another country?
Yeah, she'll be in Norway.
No, I'm gonna be in Italy.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah, there you go.
Okay.
We all wanna just tag along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For summer life.
Lisa, your
Yeah.
travel, I'm so jealous. Your travel.
Retired. That's what our job is now.
What a
Travel.
beautiful life.
Yeah, well, okay, I think
Okay.
that kind of kills Chili Fest.
I think it
Sorry,
goes Chili
Michelle.
Fest,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Even if I was a yes, we don't have enough people.
It's so big, you gotta
It's
have.
hard.
Yeah, you
because
really need two
person-
people at the
Yeah.
You need
booth,
two people
otherwise
to
it's
show with
overwhelming.
that.
No,
Yeah,
this is not a guilt thing if you can't.
Yeah.
make it.
we
It's all
either
good.
wanna give a quality present and
Sure, of
effort,
course, yeah.
or we'll skip the event, we will not be missed per se.
Well,
If we cover.
if we end up in a position where we're down just one person from covering it, let me know, because I think I could probably swing at least a couple hours, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Are we still gonna do the similar event, waste diversion efforts, the RCAP approach, all that?
Yes, so we're doing archive for the beer, they will not let us do it for the chili again, because it was too gross.
Yes.
As you can imagine what that might have been like as the person, we did our cup, sample cups for the chili last year, but that's a lot of chili to sort through to cover those cups.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they did not enjoy that and they told us we can't do that again, which I fully understand. But we are having, Colin Folsom is now doing our waste for various things, so he is looking at integrating compost, he's organizing the zero waste goalies and everything else, so that's not something that we need to do this year. And then we are still looking at including some reusable pieces. But it's not as much as last year. I think they're still looking at compostable, but it's, you guys know how complicated that is, yeah. So still looking at waste for Chili Fest, but it's just our biggest, craziest event, so it gets complicated, as you all can imagine.
Can we promote like a bring your craziest spoon and win a gift card type of thing?
I mean, I
Like
love
someone
that, we'd
gave
have
us,
to
like,
charge
UIOs.
them.
Contest?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, so it's like one of the, like,
I love
the
it.
containers kill me,
Yeah.
but it kills me more than
Yeah.
plastic.
It's a fun, yeah.
So like, if you have everybody bring like, the wackiest spoon you have in
Yeah.
home,
Your
you'll
kids
see like
do.
dads walking around with the frozen spoon
Right.
and
The
stuff
little-
like that.
the little
And you
NASA
create the
spaceship
spoon,
and
you take a
the-
picture,
yeah.
and then there's a vote by Tom Hansel on all the pictures. Jen will pick the winner, and then every.
That's perfect, I love it.
Okay, I mean, I can pitch it to Michaela.
Tell them you can take some out of Ace's budget for the winner, and we can
Okay.
give a $50 gift card to the winners.
I mean, I love this idea. I think it'd be very fun, because we've done edible spoons 2 years ago, then town spoons last year. But
Right.
I don't think they're doing any spoons, so if they're not, I think we
Okay.
pitch this cool idea.
What's the backup though if they don't bring us?
They will,
Then they'll be spoons.
There'll be.
they'll have the.
So it's kind of like,
Drink it.
Oh, most.
You get those spoons.
Chili's kind of put in your food, just use your, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
nature spoon.
Should be unnatural.
Some places use tortilla chips is another thing that they use
Yeah.
instead of spoons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's,
Oh, that's a good.
yeah,
Scoop chip.
I'd like
have the corn chips and have the
I mean, I'm
gluten-free.
for it.
And then have-
Especially because you kind of need a little palate
Yeah.
cleanser between the chilies.
Yeah.
Here's where like gluten tolerance.
Right, you have to use
Yeah.
you have to use the corn chips, and they, yeah,
Like, yeah.
as long as you get
Right,
the
yeah.
corn ones, yeah. Just don't get weak, don't get, just get corn.
Could we buy a couple cases of scoop chips and have bowls at all those jelly stations?
I would have to, again, because it's like the biggest, craziest town event, I'm trying not to put more on event stuff without checking with them first. Yeah, it's so casual, yeah.
How does this feel though?
Yes, this feel could help out. I will pitch it to her, especially if we have aces.
I could do
Budget.
2 hours in a banana costume with that for 2 to 4.
Okay. Well, I will let her know and, TBD.
See, this could be our logo. We could use this for.
Yeah,
podcasts.
I
No
see.
utensils.
Yeah, well, too,
I got
yeah.
this from a kolache factory in California, this bag.
Can I keep that in my doorway?
That's like a giant spoon and walk around with the scoops.
But yeah, that could be our
Yeah.
thing, 'cause-
I like
and then
that.
have a little scoop next to the
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, someone would have to dish them out, right? Like there's health and safety
Right.
rules
we
about,
use clips,
you know,
Yeah.
yes.
Gloves on.
yeah.
Yeah,
Bin of
Bin,
scoops
right.
and you're
And
just
we
like
just put
a
it-
spoon.
yeah.
So my gosh, you can use the aces.
It's
but
like
then
a
the scoop
million
station.
degrees that way too.
It always, it always is degrees.
You know,
Okay.
I always wish it was later.
I know.
I agree.
Hot chili. on-
They used to avoid CU home games, like.
Yeah.
Ken and Lesh told me that, and they tried to pick dates, they always tried to be, and I don't know, this year felt like.
It's too crazy to get everything.
Must be a CSU fan in that plan.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that.
Yeah, that's hard.
Alright,
Okay.
so next, the summer market,
Yeah, so both Austin and I are gonna go to Summer Market and Fall
Fine.
Fest and our consultants, so no pressure to go. But wanted to open it up, of course, ACES members are always welcome. Even if you're just rolling through, come participate in the experience, but I wanted to check, I know Michelle obviously is gung ho about running.
Yeah,
But
on
if anyone
September
else-
18th, right?
October 18th and September 10th.
I'm sorry, I can do September 10th, I can't do October 18th.
I
Okay,
can probably do the 18th.
okay.
We're planning. There's something else going on with that one, but yeah, we'll be there.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, this is less of a commitment because we have so much staffing for it with we have 4 people essentially to run it. So if you wanna pop by, you're welcome to, even with your daughter, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
sure.
kid friendly and, yeah.
Are we gonna wait, compost set up at those events?
That's a
For
good,
collection, and the reason I ask
question.
is, the last 2 summer markets have been extremely wasteful. Like every food, bit of food you buy, it's almost impossible to reject things, because they're in non-compostable plasticware,
Yeah.
plastic bags that you can't.
That's something
reuse.
for next year.
So,
Yeah.
I know we can't dictate that now too, so late in the process, but I was just wondering if there was a way we could help. I don't know, facilitate some compostable ware being served from food trucks.
yeah, I know they've looked at that before. I think that, as you know, it's every year we'll talk with Michaela about the events for the upcoming year. And that's a great time to pitch it, especially to say, hey, we have budget.
But the
to help
compostable
with
ware
that.
still has to go in the trash.
For municipal compost, yes, but there are some that Kent Scraps and others do
That's,
compost
If they-
collection.
if they can.
So
Anyway, we
scraps
can-
can, and they did it for 4th of July,
Right.
so we had scraps do 4th of July, and they
Yeah.
used all compostable stuff.
And they
Um,
take it to,
They take it to the other site that
yeah,
what is
The
it,
GMO's
called,
yeah.
not A1 and not Republic, it's the other one.
it's the other one, the cocoa. The cocoa's not taking it. So Scraps was taking it to GFL. GFL had to sell to Republic, the Bennett side. So, both A1 and Republic were accepting scraps on the side because Scraps did such a good job at making sure there was no other contaminating
Yeah,
non-compostable plastic in there. I don't know where that agreement lies.
okay,
They have cracked down on that. because they have problems selling their finished compost, even with compostable plastic in there.
Okay,
So that's a question for Scraps and
yeah,
Republic.
okay,
Colin has no place to take it.
It sounds like it's a moot point for this event.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
it's too late,
let's
but-
address it next year.
Let's address it.
But something for next year, there's notice from some of our, because this is the first time we've
Yeah.
had so many, like this level of engagement.
Yeah.
And it's just been, there's been a lot of waste down there.
I would
Yeah.
love to give like a blue ribbon award for all the vendors that are following us. You know, with a big ribbon, this vendor follows our sustainability
yeah.
things and have it, yeah, a green ribbon, right, have it posted. Having gone to yesterday, seeing the same thing and just trying to wrap my brain of what can we do to
Yeah.
rein in this waste.
Yeah, we've started conversations with the chamber about that because they are who gets all the businesses to come to these events about like limiting the amount of plastic, like disposable things that kids can pick up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those guys are all under tight budgets as well. It has to be
Right.
something that's attractive to them, and like it's
Right.
more, there's one.
Yeah.
Right, and we're trying to talk with them about like doing, saving that money from the smaller things and doing something bigger, but they, the engagement piece is tough, so. It's an ongoing conversation and talking about tightening that up next year, but would love to save all these ACES ideas and talk to Michaela and the events team about. Further refining the summer market, because this is the first year that Superior's done it, so we didn't really know what it was gonna look like.
Yeah.
If you find you can't, it's on the 18th, let me know, so I can.
Okay, yeah. I'll be there for both.
So,
But,
I'm a maybe, I'm waiting on some other schedules to fill in.
Come by the booth, check it out.
Is a bye week for CU, I just shut that.
That's
October 18th.
Can't think past September.
That's fair. One, like I said, way less pressure for ACES to do the whole thing. But if you wanna come participate, check it out.
Yeah, I've been with you, so I'll come by regardless.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's good to see, with the new lens.
All right, I think that was all. on
I do
those.
real quick, want to just update that spreadsheet, whoever updates the events. Cause I did do National Trails Day, even though I did it for EcoCycle, I represented ACES with their sustainability plan.
Yeah, we have to skip on here, but yeah. for the-
Right, so let's add that just because we're gonna use this as a recipe for next year. And it was really helpful because of the new compost contract. I answered a lot of questions with that, and we gave people the idea that they, even if they don't have a lot of food, they can share their neighbor's bin and just start collecting. So that was a key time in our year to have those communications with residents.
Great.
I think a new bin contributor for 4th of July.
Did you really? Awesome. You guys know that Miles lets people put their compost in his bin.
Nice. 2 gallons is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you have a lot of yard waste,
Right.
which I fill mine out. Well,
Jim
a
has.
lot, because it's every other week,
Yeah.
and we just have a big garden.
Guys up here, we gotta vote.
Oh, yeah, we do. Right, yeah, you can go.
I didn't tell security, just got to
Oh.
over, so surprise. I
Right.
did their courtesy.
I see Lisa said she could probably come on the 18th, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
great, yeah, we're good, thank you, Jen.
I had to head out, I got a old grad school buddy of mine in
Yeah.
town. Yeah,
You got it.
yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So Nikki, you didn't have any warning as vice chair that we'd be calling on you to read out the agenda item that's next with Jim leaving here, but if you want to, great, if not, we will make it work in room here.
I haven't got it in front of me. Where,
Yeah, we can discuss.
It's okay, we got it.
Yeah.
Michelle,
Hold it in front of the camera.
I can pull it up, or Michelle, do you have it with the notes, the next
Yeah, I
one?
have the ACES message. So general events discussion, ACES messaging, our swag, the digital sign.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to talk about, all of these. Thanks.
Have fun.
All of these items, so I feel like digital sign and messaging are kind of related, so maybe we'll do those next, but wanted to talk about the swag in particular. So we've been giving out the silver compost caddies, you haven't seen them?
not seen it, no.
Have you seen them? You wanna buy one?
I bought one, I'm sure, I'm gonna have to, and then I should have got one for free.
There you go.
Yes.
And they're not branded, we want people to use them, love
Yeah.
them, they have the carbon filter in the top to help with the smell. You
You
can
can
use them with
wash.
the liners, we've been giving away liners as well. But I think we're down to our last like 40 or 30, and I anticipate between the two markets, definitely going through those, and we'd love to have those as a giveaway. So I wanted to talk to Aces about the potential of doing that, and also the potential of, we're looking to do like a raffle type situation to increase engagement as well with like $50 gift cards. Where the fastest time on the sorting game of the day would get one of those, and then other people, we would pick 2 random names of people who sign up and fill out the pledge. So wanted to see if Aces would be willing to allocate a couple of $1,000, since I paid for all the caddies out of our engagement budget this year.
Do we need Jim for that vote? You had-
No, you have quorum, so, yeah.
How many
Yeah, that's
thousand
why
do you need?
Like 2,000 or 2,500 would be good. You have $4,850 remaining
What did we raise for the calendar year or?
for the rest of the calendar year. Yeah, it goes away at the end of December.
What is our historic uses of those funds?
And there's always a bag, there's like a
Mhm.
leaf bag pickup that we need to.
Yeah.
We bought gift cards last year for the volunteers that helped us. Before we hired Scraps, we trained 10 volunteers and gave them $100 gift card.
Yeah.
And that's what got them there. In the past, we've not been able to keep.
Now we don't need
And I
to do that.
think
Now
before
we
the
don't
town
need to
was
do that.
covering carbon offsets, didn't we do some carbon offsets from our budget at some point?
You advocated for them to be part of my operating budget.
Okay,
Okay.
I was
I'm-
wondering if we covered them for the first.
No, I'm pulling up right now. I copied what Aces spent its money on last year.
Some
It'll,
swag, some extra bags and stuff like that,
Mhm.
you know.
Don't we have some gift certificates left from last year? I thought we spent a lot of money.
you do, so that's what's helping fund the Chili Fest this
Okay.
year.
Okay, okay.
Volunteers, so,
We
right, that was,
Yeah, we bought a bunch at the end of the
Yeah.
year because we had money
Yeah.
left. So
Yeah.
I would move to spend $2,000 on compost bins. I think that's a great giveaway.
I do too.
I agree with that.
okay,
They're great bits too, like I don't feel like we're giving my crap, so. Yes, for that.
Yeah, if you guys are on board, then I trust it. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And just for everyone's reference, the leaf bags, we spent like $300 on those last
Oh.
year. You
Oh,
spent
good, I know what's up, yeah.
You spent about $500 on the reusable gift wrap. About 123 on the battery kits for the holiday giveaways, so really not a ton left probably for the rest of the year. So if there's other swag or other things, let me, now would be a good time, but otherwise, if you wanna do a motion.
I don't think there's any other, from just tabling, those items are the ones that people still need and still appreciate. They're durable, they meet our goals. We have no problems giving them away. We don't have any left over. We always get rid of what we've bought. So I like that.
Do we have bags left to hand out still?
We have a small amount, so I think we have like, oh wait, the reusable bags or compostable bags?
The reusable bags, but also compost bags.
We do need to buy compost bags.
Yeah.
People like,
They
That's
do. We heard a lot that people like compost bags. I think we have 4 rolls left. We don't have a lot left. We have more compost caddies than rolls.
okay,
And then we do have reusable bags, so we probably have like 60 of those left.
okay,
People still generally like those and use them. I
they
think.
do, especially
they're-
because they're good quality bags.
Yeah.
But that's fine, yourself.
I think Lisa had a motion. I think, so.
I
So she
did
was-
move to spend 2,000 on the compost bins.
And, oh, so this is 2,000, but you're asking 2,500.
What would you have the compost bag was?
I would say 2,500 and then I could buy both if that works for you all.
Yeah.
Lisa, do you want to
Or
amend your
option
motion?
two.
Let's move for 2,500. That still leaves us with some 1,500 left in our budget.
I'll start that.
Yeah.
Great.
Nikki can say all in favor.
Come on, VP. Are we muted?
I completely missed that, Michelle. What did you say? I was
Since
typing
you're-
something.
since you're Vice Chair, you can say, Lisa moved to spend 2,500, John second. And since you're now the chair, you can say all in favor?
It doesn't count because I'm not there in person.
No, you can do it. You can
I
do it
nominate
there.
you, Michelle. You
No, no,
say
you can do it. You can do it virtually.
Yeah.
I nominate you.
No, you're
You're
fine.
the
You're
vice chair.
you're fine virtually. All you have
Yes.
to say is,
All in favor.
all in favor.
Okay, fine. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Michelle, any opposed?
Nope.
Wonderful.
Take our money. Take our money.
Yay,
Good job.
Passed unanimously.
Yeah.
we really put Nikki on the spot here, like her vice chair.
We have everybody be their best.
Thank you, everyone. I think those will be great as a giveaway.
Yeah.
Michelle, do you want to talk about the messaging part? Because that's really been something you've spearheaded in the past
You mean for our,
for ACEs. I put it on there because
Yeah,
you wanted to
so
talk about
that's-
ACEs
that,
messaging.
and this came up because, when Jim and Miles volunteered to do the pancake breakfast for 4th of July. Normally, last year we had an outreach and education subcommittee working group, and we worked on the messages. And so it was easy when you volunteered at table, we'd say, here's the messaging, go pick this stuff up from Alexa's office and you go. We did away with working groups this year, and it was fine, except for this one small group of outreach and education and this message. So I would recommend that we bring back outreach and education working group to work on these messages when we have these events and kind of plan them through the year. This helps drive what we buy for swag. It helps drive any ideas that you would have from your work experience, like, hey, I did this, or we did this, kind of, and the stuff that Jim's recommending for the engineering students to come up with. We always need that consistent, easy message for us to pass to ACES volunteers who are table.
The messages change.
Not really. They change a little bit based on policy. If we enact any new policy in town, we buy into any new contracts, we get a new grant, then we can change the message or upgrade it. But pretty much for sustainability messages of, electrification, clean air, clean water, zero waste, ride, walk are pretty consistent. So we don't have much, but we'd like to have these modules kind of planned so they're right off the shelf and you can go with it and make it happen. But I think we need to bring back that working group. And it's not a hard working group, it's not a heavy lift, but it's consistent. And then we feed in to Alexis, who feeds in to Kevin and the communications group. For instance, I'll give you one case that just came up. This fall, we normally do Leave the Leaves. That's a big campaign, you'll hear other towns, but Alexis brought up the point, after the Marshall fire, there's a lot of hesitation to leave the leaves on wooden fences. So we need to revise this message, and I just listened to the Waterwise workshop last night, the webinar, and it was on Firewise landscaping. And I asked that question, what do we do now with, trying to do pollinator habitat when it collides and conflicts with Firewise? And they had a good discussion. And so basically we need the message out there, remove the leaves from your wooden fence. Do not leave those leaves. You can put them underneath your trees and your bushes, but you need to be responsible and clean up those leaves. We're not talking about leaving those. So that kind of message comes from us, or this message comes from anything we think is important. And so that's why I like to bring back the outreach and education working group and focus on the message for the year of all these dates when they come up.
What type of a time commitment cadence does that look like?
When we did this last year, it was an extra hour a month. We would meet for an extra hour. We do have on the books a half hour before this meeting, standard working group. We could slot that in and just work a half hour before this meeting. I think it's what I would recommend that we do, because we already have a lot of those messages. We don't have to recreate the wheel. So I like to utilize the existing working group, because we have to publish it as a public meeting, and we could have people join us on Zoom for any public comment. So that framework is already there. So I'd just like to slot us right into that framework.
Sounds good to me. I'd be open to that.
Should I make a motion?
No,
Because we're not
we need a
spending any
motion.
money.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's not a change really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just say that
Starting next.
let's get a calendar invite
Yeah.
sent out, so everybody pulls it. And can we check on the room availability? It's generally open. I know you need some kind of setup in here.
I usually set up in here, so you could meet, or
Yeah.
often people
Yeah.
just meet there.
Right there.
And then if people come in here, I think it's only listed on the calendar as the Zoom.
It is.
Although
It's
in
listed as
my,
a working group.
no one has ever joined, to my knowledge,
Yeah.
the working groups,
I
but
haven't. We tried,
you know, public meeting rules.
we got on at the beginning of the year when we started that to see if anybody was from the public, and nobody was from the public.
So I can send that out again, and if you wanna make that an action item, Michelle, to do that at the next working group.
Yeah, so we will have a working group meeting next month, September,
Prior to this.
a half hour, and we'll meet out there, but we'll send an invite.
Yeah.
Which, what is the date of the next meeting? Will I get like a reoccurring calendar invite?
Yeah,
Did I
you
already-
should. You might not have,
It
I'm,
comes from TOS, Thomas Superior.
Yeah, I got the notification for today. I think that's the only thing I've
That's-
received so far.
That's what you'll get like 2 days before the meeting, so
It should be the first Thursday.
second Thursday.
September 11th.
Yeah, and so usually you'll just get that Zoom invite, which I don't know if that shows up, but I think you can add that to your calendar.
Okay,
But yeah, it's every second Thursday of the month from 5:30 to 7:30.
and then with this work group, that would be 5 to
At this
7.
7:30.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. And anybody can come to that working group.
So we're not like delegating an official cohort to be running that, it's just whoever can attend.
Correct.
I think that's the better way to do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
It used to be an official cohort, and then what we found is some working groups were meeting and some weren't, and some topics were more relevant at different times.
Okay.
So we switched to at the meeting, the notes will now have action items at the end for things that we want that working group to follow up on before the next meeting, and that's kind of, it's now anyone who can participate, which seems like it's worked better, is that?
yeah, I agree. It's a lot less time consuming.
and so then the next meeting will be the 9th of October, is that correct?
September.
I mean, it's
Well,
September
sorry, after
11th.
September,
Correct.
I was just trying to get my
Correct.
calendars situated, okay.
October.
The 9th, I may be out of town for,
Okay.
but I'll let you all know.
You're always invited by Zoom.
What was that?
You're always available by Zoom,
Okay,
invited
yeah.
and joined by Zoom.
And then related to this, the digital sign.
Yeah.
So it's in our office.
In your
Sarah started the process to do this, and then unfortunately she left ACES. So I don't know if anyone has any spare time they'd like to look at this, or at some point we can wheel it over here, and if someone wants to try and figure
Right
out.
to the next working group meeting.
I would like,
What's the ask? What's the,
it
We
is
have
a,
this big display, it's about yay
And
tall.
it's not a TV, I thought it was a TV.
No, it's like a display, but it's like a giant phone is essentially how it works with the interface.
an
Yeah.
interface to a laptop, you can change the messaging, you can put dynamic links to it, it's heavy.
So it's like a
Yeah.
big touchscreen key.
Correct, correct.
And so what's the problem?
We just got it,
Okay.
and so we haven't used it yet.
Does it come with like a software that, like the interface is already designed?
Yes,
Yes.
and what we think that probably the best way to do it is we have a little flash drive. You can put content on that and have it displayed. No one has gotten into the full software of how this works. This was an ACES suggested item. So it's just been kind of one of those things that hasn't been a priority. And if at some point ACES decides it's not a priority, the backup that we've talked about is letting the events team use it to display things like our zero waste standards, since it changes event to event, like some reminders related to sustainability for them and having them kind of own that piece.
How is it transporting it?
You have to like wheel it. It's pretty, I mean, it's like kind of like a dolly style. You push it, it's on wheels. I should just bring it.
I don't
myself.
know.
Just
Let's
to-
bring it here so we can bring it that time.
Yeah,
Okay.
Here, it's kept in this building.
it's in.
It's in my office,
Oh, okay.
which is over that
Over
way.
by the
Communication.
Yeah.
I don't mind
I hear
having a
you.
look at it
Go
because
ahead.
it was my kind of initial idea and suggestion. I feel like I'm happy to try and have a look at it. I just don't know when I can find the spare like couple of hours here and there. I'll just have to do it kind of ad hoc. But if it's in the community center, that's easier.
It's not, and we can't store it here, but also, I mean, why don't you and I just coordinate offline? If you feel like there's some time, we can probably have it brought over, figure out how to do that.
I can help too.
You want like a user manual or something?
It does,
It
we have
does.
all the materials, we
Yeah.
have all the things.
It's not that hard. It's not.
Or we'll just start pushing around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one is, this is a new technology for the town, we have
Yeah.
not tried to.
It sounds like we have lots of volunteers, but it's.
You can drop it.
Kind of sounds like a bright light, like a giant one.
Yeah.
And then we'll tell.
And then so, yeah, if we give it to the.
Oh my god, that really is
The
the best
peer review
suggestion. Because I just feel like I cannot
Right,
So you
Yes,
can
and I'll
like
die.
exercise, you can just be like 25 of you high schoolers, figure out what.
Figure how this works.
There you go.
I love it. It is just like a giant phone.
Screen.
Yeah,
That's not a bad.
it's not a terrible suggestion.
No, because they would like
Back
it.
and forth.
They
I
would have
always
fun.
find the teenagers to take photos.
Yeah.
Of our family member out.
So
And Mike's on silk.
Yeah.
Somebody like my age, they're.
Yeah.
They know.
If the content's off, it's a good strategy.
I like this plan. Well, that could be our backup plan. It sounds like Nikki has potentially volunteered to try and see if we can coordinate, and if
Nikki, I'll
not,
help you.
I will try and bring it here next time so you all can see this grand thing in.
It's really
person.
cool.
Oh, I like when I Google it, like what is.
Which one did we
Digital
buy?
display. I can send it to you.
Yeah, she'll
I don't
send
know
it
where
out.
it's from.
Yes, or it's just bubbling over.
I was
Well, it's-
volunteering
it's been like
Patrick as the
6 months
software
of
guy.
No one wanting to take it on, so.
Oh, I see.
It weighs like-
year.
it weighs like 60.
Yeah, we
it
bought it in
is really cool.
December.
It was how much?
Like 65 pounds.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 200 pounds.
No, it's
Yeah.
not 200,
At first
but
I thought you were about to say 600.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
what?
No.
Why?
Don't we have a new software specialist on the team? Who looks like he could
I'm more
carry
than happy to-
55 pounds?
Yeah, I mean, I heard lots of people volunteer, so I don't want to get in the way, but if I can be of use, by all means.
It's something, yeah.
I think,
it's like
yeah.
that.
I think
I'm
it-
volunteering you, Patrick.
It's like that. It's like
Yeah,
that.
I'm happy to help, so.
A phone.
It's like that.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like that. It even has like a home button, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, by all means, if I can be of use, just let me know.
and we
Okay,
can feed you
great.
content.
There you go.
Great.
Just
Okay.
one note on event stuff,
Yeah.
our flag, like the tall
Oh,
flag
yeah,
is broken.
it's broken.
It's missing the like tip piece,
Oh.
there's like 4 pieces like temple that fit into each other.
Yeah,
The skinniest tallest piece is not there in the bag.
oh,
And she and I
okay.
found this out when we go set up, and then we have like 3 other tips brought to us from other like extras, and none of them fit. So
Really?
we have a rogue like piece missing that is not available,
Okay,
so something to look into in all
Yes.
this.
no, I will tell, the events team that, and they can look into it and see if maybe it's like in the trailer or something, and if not, find something so that your flag actually is.
Staple work, anything.
Yeah, okay, great.
Uh,
We'll look into that. Thank you for telling me. Okay, I think, is anyone else on events? Okay, I think the last thing is ACES orientation. So obviously you didn't get it yet, because, having council appoint you the same week as a meeting, got a little complicated. And of course, John joined recently and got the orientation where all the links were broken because it was right after we had updated our town website. But there was some interest I heard previously from ACES in discussing what I talk about. Many people have been on ACES so long that there was no orientation. And so there was interest in just understanding, what do we walk through? What do we talk about? And then, is there anything else that ACES would like to add? We do always offer to the chair and the vice chair to join to present like that real ACES perspective. But often it's just me, which is fine as well, but thought we'd just look at the outline. Normally I would project on the screen. Sorry, we can't do that today. But I did email it out.
And I printed it, so if you,
Okay,
I did print, because I know, so you know me. I wanna write on additional things that I think would be helpful, so you guys are like our guinea pigs, because we didn't have this. And so we always said we wanted something that people could step into, because we don't want people to feel they have to be a sustainability expert to be on this committee. We would welcome, Miles had somebody who just started composting, he says, but I'm not like you guys. I'm like, we will love you, we need your advice, we need your perspective. And so we want something to help people feel welcome and brought up to a minimum speed on our 7 pillars on our sustainability action plan, which is energy, climate, clean air, clean water, zero waste, transportation, and regenerative systems and nature-based solutions.
So what is missing from that's not already in the sustainability action plan?
One of the things that I always wanted us to put on there, when Jim Payne did his presentation to the planning board on our water system, That's recorded video already in the town. I just have to find the link, what meeting it was.
On the water rights.
It wasn't water rights, it's how our water system moves, how our sewage and clean
Like
water.
our wastewater treatment.
Wastewater and drinking water treatment. He did a really good presentation for the planning board.
Well, that's interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
if we had some way to orient us to the physical plant.
Yeah.
Like what is the, and what are the flows and
Yeah,
and how do we understand where we are now? Why are the priorities in the sustainable action plan what they are?
exactly.
And then the third piece would be, well, where are we in the actions? Kind of like my questions to you is like, hey,
Mhm.
we can't support the council on these questions around the pool if we don't know the context of all the other opportunities to decarbonize and where do we invest our time and energy now? So, yeah, like, I wait to represent the town. And here are those 7 items, you know, on our sweet board, like Patrick's gonna build out for us. You just click on different parts of the town, town parts against sustainability action plan priorities and see the hotspots and learn all this stuff.
And we, a little bit have it, not exactly that, but we have the sustainability dashboard, which does tell us where we are on all of our actions. And is an interactive dashboard that displays our goals. It displays the progress on every single of the 100 and however many actions in the sustainability plan. And I don't think that we have that linked in that orientation. So that probably would be good.
Yeah, so like essentially a overview like this of the kind of the main moving parts of what makes up your role and everything that you're pushing through. And then that kind of top down of this sustainability action plan against what we're doing as a town. What is the water system? What is the
Yeah.
energy system? Things like that.
That would be good. So we figured, I mean, I'm willing to put time in to build this while we have you two here new.
Mhm.
So we know what's vital and what's important.
Yeah.
Because in 2 more months, it won't be new anymore to you. You'll forget what we needed. So John, you just mentioned some good things. You said, where are we on our actions? Where should we invest our future time and energy? Because what's been done, where's the hot spot? So that grid of the town versus our sustainability action plan, where those hot spots light up.
Yeah. I mean, if you like the underlying theory of it to be, you know, what are the flows, think of the word flow from a material energy perspective, that happen and human perspective, that happen in the town. And those flows are at least highly correlated with those 7 action items, you know, the flows related to waste, flows related to energy, flows related to water, flows related to transportation. Those things cover our purchase goods, like in the carbon side of it, that's another flow, all the stuff that's coming into the town.
Not yet.
We're just looking at the stuff going out.
That's a future way
That's
down the
one
line.
piece of it. But if you had to characterize all those flows, then each of those flows has an associated impact, right?
Yeah.
You know, so if we had all of our energy, but if all the energy is 100% renewable, well, then we don't need to worry about it too much, right? That's the piece of it there.
But like what these guys were saying, we offset our natural gas usage with the carbon offsets.
Which is,
Right.
We'll revisit.
Right.
It was a decent vetting process in our defense, but we
Yeah.
all also.
welcome to the rest of the world. The whole world's trying
Yeah.
the same thing, right? So,
Yeah.
but if we were to, that's a great example. But regardless, forget about digging into the details, but if we were from an orientation perspective, I don't really know exactly all the different energy consuming devices.
And we don't,
I don't
I would say the only flow I think we have is what John Craven did for water. But everything else, I don't think we have.
I mean, we have a greenhouse gas inventory. We have like,
We have
that's,
that one.
you
We have
know,
that one.
The beneficial application plan you gave me, that's a
Yeah.
great
Yes,
example.
yes,
That's
that's one
something
we
when
have.
you read it, you're like, oh, okay, now
Right.
I
You
got
can
so
look for
much.
opportunities and
Mhm.
challenges and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but he's like somebody, anybody that's coming into it, it's like,
Right.
well, why is regenerative practices a part of our single action? What are you doing around it? And obviously the word regenerative, cool, everybody likes it. It's like, yeah, I want to be regenerative. What do we do about it? Well, that's another question. So
Yeah.
that would be cool to represent that.
I also like to see the bigger ecosystem, because I mean, it's hard to look at it, yes, we're town of Superior or Basins. I think I've always gotten great value working with the other sustainability committees from the neighboring towns.
Yeah,
I
I
look
was
forward
thinking about that
to
too.
setting that back up for another event this December, kind of talk about things that we talk about accomplishments, challenges, we talk about ways to partner. And granted, it rarely comes together where we have these crosstown, groups working together, but just the knowledge of everybody else's efforts and challenges helps to keep
Well, it's
them
kind of like a map, right? It's like-
Exactly.
You don't ever, use every single piece of data on a map at one time. You use the thing that you care about.
Right.
But knowing, for example, we got that invite from the county, saying, hey, in January, we're gonna do this, whatever it is the county does. I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. It's nice to know that the county's doing stuff and that we get cut in on that. You guys have probably dealt with that before, I never had.
Is that the Front Range quarterly meeting?
There's something in Boulder County like,
Or is
in
that
January.
Zach's? That's Zach's.
That's Zach's meeting.
Yeah, so that's the
But-
other thing is the lay of the land. So all those questions, we go right to
Yeah.
Alexis, because it does get confusing.
Yeah.
And that was the climate meeting that came out of COVID, really, right?
Yeah, and it's once a year, so the county provides an update and that is open to ACEs as well. But now there is the Front Range Sustainability Group that meets regionally and then we try and do a meeting.
Us from all the other towns, and Boulder took on that leadership role. The city of Boulder Sustainability Group took on that leadership role, but I haven't seen
On
anything.
brand.
It's only not too long ago.
I think it's quarterly now.
It is quarterly.
And
Do you
then,
remember when the
I
next one?
haven't been in one yet. Hold on.
Lisa, do you remember when the next one is?
It's not in Italy.
No.
alas,
September 10th.
okay.
What's the organization?
For Range Sustainability Council.
Can you send that to
But
me? And I'll put
City
it
of
in
Boulder
the-
runs it. It might not be
Okay.
online because it's just all the committees. So their committee gathered
okay.
people quarterly for different topics.
Okay.
And then we meet with Louisville and Lafayette in December. We've
Okay.
done that for the past 2 years as like a joint meeting
Yeah,
instead
love
of this meeting.
Yeah.
We try and do it early in December because December is a little tricky, but to exactly Miles's points of, what's happening regionally. I try to convey that with my staff updates, but of course, there's way too much going
Yeah,
on for me
sure,
to
yeah.
update on every single thing or talk about specifically what another community is doing. So the different committees kind of share and then ask questions of each other or talk about common concerns. So as far as I know, we're gonna do that again in December.
Yeah.
I
Is
think
there
this
any-
Front Range Sustainability Council email went to all of ACES. And it
Yeah, we
is
just
September
reported.
10th,
Are you
but
on our
maybe
email?
Patrick didn't get it because he
But
might
it's
not
just now,
have
so if there's anything recent, I'd love to see it.
Miles just resent it, Lisa.
Oh,
to-
okay, great.
To ACES.
If,
Yeah.
is Patrick on ACES now, on the ACES email?
Yeah, he
Hotel
got added
Sunset.
today.
Oh, okay, great.
It's still new.
Yeah, I went to one of their meetings and they're really very good. I can't
Yeah,
go to
Gina and
September
Lisa.
10th meeting, but I would definitely recommend having a representative or two there.
That's our Summer Fest thing.
Oh, that's right. Oh, gosh. Everything's happening that day, huh?
But you'll be in Italy.
And I'll be in Italy, so have fun.
Is there any type of, like crosstown collaboration with these committees? Yeah.
Well, you want to talk about your relationship with the other
Yeah.
managers, I think that.
Yeah, so I work a lot, especially with Louisville and Lafayette, because they're our closest kind of neighbors and the most aligned with what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we partner on quite a lot and I meet with them regularly. Often Erie comes to those meetings as well.
Okay.
So there's a lot of collaboration and then various things like Ecotoberfest in the past.
Okay.
Where we partnered on events. We did the Electrification Expo
Okay.
with all three of us. So there's various events and things and the costume exchange will be with Louisville. So we do partner a lot on the staff side and we talk about common concerns like the Dr. Cog grant where we all have funding.
Mhm.
We gather like relatively frequently to talk through things like that. There's been less on the committee side just because each committee tends to have its own topic focuses.
Okay.
And then we mostly have met in December to see like where there might be overlap or where we can learn from each other.
Mhm.
But I think if there's ever any like specifics, that's a possibility. But we definitely collaborate a lot.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple meetings about net pollution and sharing resources,
Mhm.
generally gives all the money we need from Racking this year, but,
Mhm.
It's project by project, kind of like, because oftentimes we're engaging residents that are all lined up next to each other.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, well, if somebody's taking their mower here, they're recycling the gas here, like, so there's some coordination pieces that are done.
We help with the
Communication.
plastic bag pass in Louisville when they were
Right.
doing that. So there's, when things come up.
But I think just even getting together once a year, that lessons learned and share best practices, it's new ideas.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
Yeah. So from an orientation perspective, sustainability action plan is core. If you had a representation of the material energy flows of the town that are driving that action plan. If you had a cadence, an annual representation of what we do across the time of the year, what a year looks like in sustainability superior.
That's what that calendar
Yeah.
helps with our calendar of events. And then we have that, we had another column that had the messaging in there. And Nikki started adding, when we did that, our communications plan, that we started adding events that happen throughout recognition days throughout the year, like lights out, and things like that, just in case we wanted to capitalize on this event and it coordinated with our messaging and we needed something.
And if you could overlay with that other annual sorts of flows that you have, like that are on the, for example, greenhouse gas inventory data, or flows, or when that is published, or sustainability report, or any sort of other stuff that happens on a regular cadence. That again, somebody from the outside coming into the committee is like, well, what the hell is this thing? That's useful to kind of get at that, and then a representation of the
We can
outside.
start making it, because I think we can write down what we know.
Yeah.
And then I can send it to you and say, can you fill this bit in, so we don't tax you.
Yeah, and I think just, you know, we want it to be digestible for people, and part of what this meeting is intended for is to find out what people's specific interests and priorities are.
Yeah.
And I really like to ground it in the ACEs work plan, because part of what we've seen before too is sometimes people join ACEs, they don't know what their scope is or what ACEs is working on. And for example, we had someone who really wanted to talk about airport pollution, and that's a little outside of the scope of what ACEs would work on.
So. there you
No,
go.
Yeah,
But
the
It's on there, but yes,
So
there's.
on this.
I was gonna make it, I was actually gonna make it show.
Airport thing.
I'd say, I didn't know we had an airport, you know?
Yeah.
Yep,
I'll tell you something that's not in our work plan that people would think would be, we had something
again.
besides the airport, the potential radiation that could come from the new path that's opened up down there. And the bike path that they want to connect.
The Greenway Belt.
The Greenway Belt.
Rocky Flats.
Yeah, Rocky Flats, sorry, you're right, that.
And I think there's many topics that ACEs is always welcome as private residents to talk to the
Right.
council on. But you can see really quickly how it gets potentially outside of,
Body real.
We have a charter.
yes, you have a charter.
Yeah,
And it pretty closely relates to, like, the work plan usually, you know, we look at the sustainability priorities for the upcoming year. ACEs
Yeah.
relates to that, because we used to put everything in, there used to be everything in the world in there. It used to be like 16 pages, and then not a lot got done.
couldn't do everything.
So it's been
I-
helpful.
I appreciated the focus of it. When I
Yeah.
reviewed it, I appreciated that it was like, it wasn't trying to like tackle the whole world,
Yeah.
you know?
We tried that, didn't we?
Yeah, it usually does. Yeah.
But I think,
Those are great, yeah. So I added some of these things, and
Okay.
what I could do is I can mark off, I'll put in the action plan what we can do, and what we can ask you to fill in. And then that way we can start building these. I'll tell you the workflows aren't there,
But again,
but if we
the
start
the
building
last thing
it,
you said before is like all the stuff is cool ideas, but then let's keep it high level. Let's not try to boil the ocean. Let's
Yeah.
understand the fact that these should all be kind of little breadcrumbs that somebody new to the group say, hey, what's this? Oh, there's a work plan. Let's look at that sort of stuff.
Bryce already doing a great job boiling the ocean.
Yeah,
I
that's a good point.
think we should put the work plan first. I
Yeah.
think that's actually a great suggestion,
Yeah,
that like
things like-
front and center.
Another thing that I think would be great to have a part of is onboarding, like kind of just coming into this meeting new is like recent historical context of like
Mhm.
and I think I imagine like a little bit more homework, and I probably could have seen the previous meetings and read some of those notes and things like that. So there's probably something I could have done myself there.
but we
to-
can
to fill
appoint
that in,
you,
but
so you maximize your time and don't waste time.
it would be great to have the most important things, yeah, if that's possible, yeah.
I wonder if it might be helpful, so we have an ACES Dropbox, that's something we'll go through with you, that you'll get added to, I need to transition it over, but, it has like, you know, the budget that we go through and various other things, and I wonder if,
Yeah, I pulled it up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
but I wonder if putting like the staff updates, cause I type out all the staff
Yeah.
updates that I read, that
That
are
would be
like
really
all of the
helpful.
projects that are. I mean, not everything that I did the last month, but like important things to update
But
ACES
that's your
on.
historical context, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that would be helpful, cause they're basically like quick paragraphs of
Right.
like, we were talking about this, we were talking about this, and you can at least see what was happening in the town, and then I did link to the videos for previous meetings, but I doubt most people are gonna like sit and watch.
Yeah.
I mean, you should look at the agenda, like we can put the agendas in there, so if there was something you were interested in. Cause that's come up too, where someone's joined and it's like, oh, last month we talked about whatever that topic was. So maybe that would be a way to kind of address that historical aspect a little bit, other than
Yeah,
the work plan, but between the agendas and the staff updates, and then you can always go watch any agenda that you were interested
and
in.
then, Michelle, I know you've been taking notes today, do you kind of tend to take notes week to week, or does it
No, each
rotate?
month
or-
it rotates,
Okay.
Alexis will ask a volunteer, and we have a template, so it's very concise.
Oh, okay.
So I
it's not super
overtype-
detailed.
No, I overtype and I'll condense it down, but it is helpful to read those, to see what we talked about.
Yeah.
And to your point, when you talked about, I wanna talk about carbon capture, when, I think she'll talk about this here, when Jim calls for agenda items, it'll be the Monday before the Thursday meeting, so, or you have the weekend to think about it, so that's when we put in.
The Friday before.
I mean, the Friday before, you have the
and
weekend, it's due the Monday right before this meeting, but they're planned out like a month or two in advance, so when you suggest something, it'll probably then the following month, because it gets pretty full.
Would we be open to, like adding a digital note taker to the Zoom that would kind of do the work for us with a little bit
The
more
AI
detail, yeah?
Taker,
Or-
I think it has to be in the town template.
Okay,
Because of just how we share things back out, like they get approved by council as part of their.
well, but I guess my point there was if we use something like that, then it'd be pretty easy to clean it up and drop it into the temp, maybe, that might be more work than it's worth, just to.
it's probably easier to just take notes on the
Yeah.
template, but if it's something that we wanted to have more detail on,
Yeah.
that's what we usually go watch the meeting again,
Yeah,
if you wanted.
It might, and that's kind of what I was thinking, it might save the effort of going back and watching meetings if we had
Yeah.
a digital note
Yeah.
taker doing it, but.
I think there's a transcript that's created because it's all on YouTube being
Yeah.
live streamed. I'm looking at the computer because Nancy might be able to tell us. Recording in the background right now. So just so you know, this is another thing you probably don't know. We do it hybrid where it's on Zoom. But also it's live streamed and it gets uploaded all to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So it's on there as well. And we found that, you know, we used to have guests sometimes in the background and we found that we haven't really seen people on the Zoom, but that we can see how many people are watching on YouTube and people are actually watching the ACES meetings on YouTube.
It's
So
like
it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
AI watching itself.
Yeah.
Probably, who knows? I don't know who these people are because we can't see their names now and
That's
all
our
that
next
too.
member, the AI member.
Yeah, they're learning from us as we speak. But I believe there might actually be a transcript if that's helpful.
Okay.
I can check with Nancy after.
Yeah,
Um,
those are all great ideas, so we'll.
It said something popped up saying like transcript being created that I saw today, so I'd be curious about that.
Zoom usually does that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zoom is aggregating town committee knowledge.
Sell it.
Okay.
Just followers data hubs.
Okay.
The only other thing that we really don't have but helps is, when you have an event or you attended something, if you see something cool, send it out to ACES, say, hey, this event's going on, I'm gonna tune in, you might be interested in, or I saw this link, just don't worry about, just send it to ACES, we will decide, everyone decides what they wanna do with it.
Okay, great.
But I think that's,
Yeah, the only caveat which I
Yeah.
see is, and that's the thing that we cover in this is just, discussion should not be happening outside, like the back and forth
we
discussion.
can't discuss one,
Oh, okay,
all discussions that happen.
okay, Okay.
So you can send it out, like, check out this cool thing, or like,
Yeah, we can
respond to
explain.
something, but you can't.
So like our conversation can't really exist outside of.
Correct.
Without,
Okay.
if it's more than 3 people,
Okay.
Two.
two
If they
people.
can
So this is
do,
3.
yeah,
So this is 3 is considered a meeting.
That's, okay,
And that's what you
that's a new
learn,
thing.
that's what you learn here, exactly.
Okay.
And so that's the open meeting laws.
no, and it's,
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
hear this idea.
Exactly.
No, that's
No,
great.
talk
That's
straight.
That's
And-
great.
Yeah.
you can talk to each other,
You
just
just
not
can't
about
always-
business, business.
So no physical
Right, right. You just can't.
Up to you.
Sometimes.
Talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see Councilmember Shaw.
Yeah.
Across the street.
Yeah, right. The sunshine law.
Right, right.
That's hilarious.
But there are other things, that you'll come across.
I was gonna say, there's other things you can think about as we go on.
Oh,
That's
you know,
not gonna
yeah.
solve
You know
it.
what I want to send, there was, speaking of training, I found, a good article on all the air quality, EPA's website and the Purple Now, and what is the AQI mean?
Mhm.
And so I'll share that article with you all, so you understand, what Purple Now, the Purple Now sensors, and people in our town have Purple Now, and they're linked, the EPA links it up. You can look on where the wildfires are coming and what the particle 2.5, particulate matter 2.5, and ozone. The Girl Scouts put a flagpole out here, and they would fly the flag based on the bad color or what the NQI is. Yeah, and so there's stuff like that. Just,
Yeah.
if you see anything that's important, it's helpful.
Great. Yeah, that's one thing I wasn't expecting when I moved to Colorado, was needing to keep a fire watch app on my phone.
Yeah. Do you have watch duty?
I have Fire Spot.
I don't know if I use watch
I
duty.
highly recommend watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a really wonderful.
Wow.
And you know what, the other thing, I just went last night, I was telling us, is that the thing about the leaves. They did record that Waterwise workshop. Normally they do not record it, but that one was really good. And I learned about 5 things that I need to go talk to my neighbors about that I
Can you
should.
post that in the Facebook group?
Yeah.
Creek one, please.
Okay. When that gets published, because that was really good. I'm like, ooh. Things I didn't think about,
Fire tracking.
That's up.
but they work.
We have the better.
Yeah.
Oh, and save the Boulder County emergency line as a known contact for when you do not disturb on.
That I think I did.
Okay, yeah, I don't wanna,
That's
it's not too long ago.
Right, okay. I think that was good. Thanks.
Okay. Great, one, of course, you know, if you think of things after this, if things come up in the future, let me know. Anyone's welcome to email me ideas about any of this. This can be a kind of a living document. But this is super helpful. I think we can add a lot to it. And would it be helpful for me to send out the work plan again? I know that we're in August and it's kind of the end of the year, but
Soon
Yeah.
enough, so you
Yeah.
can well.
For next
Okay.
year, yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
Start
if
planning on this.
you said that there was a Dropbox,
there is.
if there's anything that you don't have to send things into an inbox, but we can go and find the most recent version.
Okay.
You manage the data that way, but
Yeah.
it's always better than the.
There are some
that's-
folders in the Dropbox that are empty because we just didn't write things down and put them in, but the folders were useful placeholders in case we do find things that you know.
And this is a good notification for everyone. You're all gonna get added to a new Dropbox because I'm getting kicked off of the town board one, so I need to
Okay.
remake it and
Uh,
re-add things to it, but it'll be a
Okay.
good chance to refresh and update and add some of these other pieces. So we can maybe even have an onboarding folder, which might be easier than
Great.
attaching all of these
Yeah.
documents. If we're sharing more documents, that way you can just go look for what you want. And that way we can make sure everyone got added appropriately, because it's another step that I usually do with the orientation, but sounds like maybe,
Yeah,
Didn't happen.
if it works for your workflow itself, if you can, share us your structure that is actually live, as opposed to a separate thing, that's the
Mhm.
orientation thing, you know,
Yep.
that it's like, this is where the work plan is, it's just it, that's it, you know, version control sort of thing, then we all have access to it. If that's doubling up what you have to do for the town, we don't want to do that.
ACES already has that's what the Dropbox is intended for. So happy to make sure that all of the orientation stuff is built out in there.
Yeah, great.
So,
So for adding agenda items when we get email over before, should I take it as general guidance that we keep it relatively aligned with the charter?
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
And you don't need to wait for that email. There's
Yeah.
something, if you run into something tomorrow,
Yeah,
feel free to send it to Aces.
Yeah.
I'd like to think about adding this and
great.
then when the email comes out of mind, but
Yeah, fair enough.
I
Yeah,
don't need to wait.
and like Michelle said, I think I already have 3 or 4 things for next month's agenda. Some months are really lighter, like this is a kind of light month. Next month we have a little bit more. Republic wants to present to ACES ahead of, we're probably gonna present to the board in the fall about how the contract is going.
Great.
We talked about eco leaders and
Yeah.
Michelle wants to bring that next time. So it may be for the following one, but if it's, as long as it's kind of aligned with the work plan and what ACES is working on. And if it's not, as you're getting up to speed, I'm also happy to have like side conversations about any topic, if you just wanna know more about something.
Yeah.
That's always an option as well,
Great.
to just kind of get filled in on like, what's the deal with a decarb plan or whatever, is happening.
Now, is that agenda, is that a living document that's like lives in the Dropbox where we can kind of see it evolve, or it's not live until it's live?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's not live until it's live.
Okay.
It's more, yeah, it's more official than that. So I keep track of when people send me agenda items or things like in this meeting came out like offsets, I'll write that. So that we know either for next meeting or the following, that's something you want to talk about. And then it also allows me to do a little prep, like for, the history of like presenting a little bit on that topic, right? But it usually is just kind of casual like that until it's formal and posted, and it has to get posted, like 48 hours ahead, just for those rules.
You can see our past agendas and they're pretty much cookie cutter,
Okay.
except for the special things at the end.
Okay.
Special topics, we have some town liaison, town staff, we'll go over the same stuff, so that doesn't change.
Great.
Just the discussion items, so
Yeah.
those are different every month.
Cool. And Jen, how often do council members cycle?
I think it's every 2 years.
Oh,
Because we're staggered, so we get new, every 2 years, we get.
how about
folks.
your role here? Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's usually when we get new people on, then we kind of divvy up the committees again. I thought it was annually, but we didn't do it. I was on Silk the first 2 years, and
Yeah.
now here.
So it's
Which is good, because you kind of learn the first year of cycle, and then you're like, okay, I know how this goes. And that would be a lot to change, so. And then when we have new people get elected, then it's kind of nice to just let them kind of choose where they want to go, or, I mean, the other way around, sometimes people that have been on are like, I'm waiting for this. committee to open. I want to be on it.
Can we
So
keep you,
it's-
Jen? We want to keep you.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to.
Definitely not.
Actually, it was in park too.
Oh.
Maybe it is every year.
I thought it was every 2.
I thought it was every 2 too.
Yeah,
Maybe I was on both. I think
you might have been on both, because some council members have
Sometimes you have
2. Yeah,
Yeah, and somehow this time I don't, but I have regional stuff that I do.
Yeah.
yeah, because like Dr. Con, like there's like the
Yeah.
non-town committees
Yeah.
that are part of it too.
Yeah.
So.
It's a good one. I just, you guys are very efficient.
But
Yeah.
you let me pepper you all with questions.
No, it's a
Yeah.
great time.
Thank you for just
Yeah.
rolling in, no orientation,
Yeah.
showing up the next
That was,
day.
it was funny because my wife, who actually currently works on it, CU, but she's done a couple of town committees, mostly back in Wheat where we're from. She was a part of like a PAC out there for like school referendum and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, you're gonna get an email the day before and it's gonna be like, show up at the meeting the next day. And I was like, I texted my wife today, I'm like, you were right.
Normally we're more prepared, but when the
That was
appointments
not,
happen this week.
it was great, it totally worked out,
And
it
then
just was funny.
you'll get your name tag
Context,
next
Yes.
time.
Yeah,
It was just
Michelle.
funny that she called the shot.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
knew, she knew.
A local
All right. Nikki had to jump off, so,
All right, so
I guess we're never ending. the-
Oh.
yeah.
We're sorry.
I don't know what happens in this case where we don't have a chair or vice chair,
I
but
think we can nominate, I will
Yeah.
just say move to adjourn.
there you go.
I second.
That's
Just happen. Oh,
Okay, we want that.
Okay. All right.
Any opposed? No?
Well,
Thank you all for being so well.
good to meet you.
Thank you.
Meet you.
Bye, Lisa.
Do you ever get